I'm Claire from Created the Ottaway. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up in the UK. Thank you for joining me. This week I am spotlighting this stamp set, Sweets and Treats. There's a couple of reasons for that. One is because it's a bit of everything really. Bring on Christmas, happy birthday, love ya. It's got something for all seasons. Christmas pudding, toffee apple, pie, and even a little cupcake going on there. And for just £16 from the Stampin' Up catalogue, I think it is rather a treat. And who doesn't like a nice sweet treat? So today's make is going to be very quick and simple. I've got some 3x3 cards, and I'm just going to do a little bit of simple stamping to go on the front of them. So I've got an old mouse mat here that I press down onto to help my stamped images come out quite crisp, and these squares fit onto the front of my 3x3. They're just slightly smaller. So what shall we do? Let's do 4 different images today. So there's not a lot of room on the front of this, so this you might just about get the cloche on the front, but I've decided not to. I'm just going to go with very simple stamping. So I'll start with the Christmas pudding. I always put my stamps at an angle just because it helps my eye focus on the stamp rather than the edge of the block. I'm using some Memento ink, and I'm going to be using some Stampin' blends. So just make sure I've got plenty of ink on there. Okay, let's move that out of the way. And I'm looking to leave a bit of a gap for my sentiment down the bottom. I didn't check whether that was straight, but it's not too bad. So that's my first one stamped. Just put that stamp to one side. The next one I'm going to do is the pie. Could be an apple pie, could be a cherry pie, any sort of pie. Could be a manly card for a big beef steak pie. Anything you want. It all depends how you want to colour it really. So I've got another square. And again, I'm going to leave room for a sentiment down the bottom. So this one I'm sort of aiming in the middle. That's my second one. And my third. What's left? Well, let's do a toffee apple or two. Let's see if we can do a toffee apple. Should we go for 3? Let's have a look. So if I do the first one in the middle, is 3 going to fit on there, do you think? 1. Because these are clear polymer stamps, I should be able to line them up. 2, I think that's a little bit high, but we're going to go with it. And the third one. Okay, that's not too bad, is it? So 3 toffee apples. And what's the last one? Should we do just a cupcake? Okay. Well, like I said, this is simple stamping. And what's going to make it pop off the page is our colouring. It's got some little black lines on it. So I am just going to, just 1 cupcake. Yeah, I think just 1. That's going to go on there. Okay, so that's my 4 images. Let's put them side by side so you can see them. So that's going to make some nice little cards. Now I've got a couple of different blends here to use. I've got So Saffron, is that what I picked? Oh no, I've got Light Daffodil. Oh, we go with that. Go with Daffodil. I think that'd be fine. I'm going to go with Dark and Light Soft Suede. I've got a light real red, a pool party to add a bit of texture to it, and this is a light granny apple green. So we just do some colouring. Now the Stampin' blends have two ends, a fat and a thin. Go with whatever you're comfortable with. If it's a little area that you're colouring, obviously use the thinner end. If you're a bit more confident or you're in a rush like me, just use the thicker end. So the berries I'm going to do with the smaller end. The Christmas pudding, I am going to do that with the fatter end, and I'm using the light one to start with on the soft shade, and I'm just going over everything. So the Christmas pudding has obviously got fruit in it. I'm just ignoring that at the moment and just colouring the whole thing in the light soft suede. Don't worry, you'll be able to tweak it in a minute. So now I'm going to swap to my dark soft suede, and any bits like these pieces of these shapes, but in my mind they're pieces of fruit, I'm just colouring in. Okay, so that makes the Christmas pudding already pop off the page. Anything that's got a darker mark, so on the stamp set when you stamp there's lots of dots, and I'm just going over the top of them with my dark soft suede. Now this is just a simple quick way of adding detail to your picture. Okay, go back over it with the light. Now it's up to you if you miss the pieces of fruit or just go over the whole thing. I'm actually going to miss the pieces of fruit and just sort of colour around it. And then what I usually say in my classes is wait for the magic to happen. Because when you look at it you think, that's just all one tone. But then you look back at it a few minutes later and you can see where it's blended. So I'm going to stop fussing with that. Now, toffee apples. What colour are toffee apples? I feel like they're sort of like a golden toffee colour, so I'm not sure that these are the right colour. What other browns have we got? Well, that's a bit tricky, isn't it? Maybe we need to use a yellow and a brown together. Let's do a cupcake. Cupcake might be easy. Let's do icing on the cupcake in real red. So that's gonna, I think we should have a nice, it looks almost pink on here. And again, I'm doing it with the smaller tab, or the smaller end on my pen. And there's a bit of icing. Sorry, I just realised that the camera is wobbling where I'm colouring. And I'm going to get the real red dark because I want to put a bit of detail on. So again, I'm just following the line of the cupcake round. Okay. So I don't know if you can see, that's sort of put a bit of tone on the cupcake. I'm going to go back over it with the light, just so that it blends in a bit more. Okay, and the cupcake bottom bit, I'm going to do that in yellow. So this was the Daffodil Delight. That's quite a thick end to do, so I'm going to swap to the lighter. So I've just stamped these on basic white card. I'm going to do the actual cupcake in dark Daffodil Delight. So can you see that now? So that's that. Still stressing over the toffee apples, so I'm going to ignore that one for a minute, and I'm going to come back to this pie. Right, I'm not sure whether this is going to be the right colour, so let's go for it. So I'm going to colour the whole thing in brown. Already gone over the edge, but that's okay, we've got a colour lifter. I'll explain more in a minute. So I've used the felt tip end to do most of the colouring, and then I swap to the smaller end so that I can fill in the detail, and I'm just doing it with the light at the moment. I'm going to pick it up with the dark, and again I'm going to use the thinner end. Now I think the pie crust will definitely be darker because it's where the pastry is all crossed together when you crimp it. And then, I don't know, let's do that down the side because there's a line. Side there. I might go along a bit as well. So I'm doing the lights, the shadows here and the lights there. Just going to go around there a bit as well. And maybe around these. Okay. I'm going to pick up the light one again. And again, I'm going over the whole thing. I'm not doing the pie crust in the middle. I'm leaving that as it is, as dark as it is. But the rest of it, I am going back over. And the bottom, I'm going back over with the lighter blend. So you'll just pick up the shading. Now there was a little bit where I went over. Hopefully you can't even see it, but it's just on the edge there. So I'm just going to push that back into my card. So you just use this colour lifter and you just go around the edge, and suddenly, like magic, ta-da! Okay, so that's done. Toffee apples. Oh, I'm still not sure about the toffee apples. And I feel like I need to do something on the icing. So I'm going to avoid the toffee apples again. And I'm just going to pick up some of this on the icing. Again, I'm not doing loads. I'm just leaving it like that, just to pick up a bit of the icing. Toffee apples, I feel like they should be really red, so I'm going to do them dark red, because toffee apples should be red, I think. And this one. Here's where I need some music, because otherwise I'll start singing. You really don't want that. Okay. There's the red. Then the stick needs to be brown. Still avoiding what colour toffee. Oh, I could just eat a toffee apple now. I haven't had one for years. I probably wouldn't be able to. It'd be too sickly sweet. You know when you're a kid and you always wanted one and your mum wouldn't let you because they were so bad for your teeth. Okay. Now, do we go with the yellow? What's the worst that could happen? The reason I'm sticking with these colours rather than going through all the others is because I want my cards to coordinate with each other, because I'm going to make them into a little set. So I feel like if they've got the same colours throughout, that will instantly make them look like a set. Okay, it's not the greatest toffee, but the browns that I've got would be too dark, so I am happy with that. So there's my 4 cards. Sentiments. Do I want to put some sentiments on there? Let's have a look. What have we got? We've got happy birthday, bring on Christmas, any way you slice it, I'm thankful for you, and love ya. A tasty treat for someone sweet. Well, any of those would do actually, wouldn't it? It depends what time of year it is. Have I left room? Right, any way you slice it, I'm thankful for you, has got to be the pie, hasn't it? Let's have a look. Any way I slice it, I'm thankful for you. Oh, definitely. Actually, now looking at this, I feel like maybe we need a little plate. Let's have a look on the stamp set. Oh, that's too long a plate, isn't it? For those. What could I use? Oh, let me think about that. I feel like I need to put them on a plate, but maybe I don't. Right, that's going to be that one. What else could we have? Love ya. That's definitely going to be on the cake. I feel like that needs to be on the cake. I might just put it all over actually. So that's going to be love ya. And Toffee Apple, a tasty treat for someone sweet. Oh, just about fits. And then happy birthday or bring on Christmas. I suppose Christmas pudding, you've got to be bring on Christmas, haven't we? Right, so done. Let's do those. So a tasty treat for someone sweet. We can do that. I feel like I want to put some glitter or something on the apples. Put that about there. Nice. And this one about the pie. Any way you slice it, I'm thankful for you. Yep. Bring on Christmas. Anybody else feeling that yet, or is it a bit early for you? Bring on Christmas. Actually, that's the perfect sentiment for another card I'm making, so I need to remember that. Inspiration halfway through a make. Right, love ya. Oh, I feel like if I put that there, it's going to look a bit lost, so I'm going to put it a few places. Well, let's do one down there as well. I feel like we should always have an odd. There you go. Love ya. Okay, so there's my 4 card fronts done. I hope you enjoyed that simple stamping, and pop back later in the week to see what I make of them. Thanks for watching. Bye.